everyone, and thank you for joining us here on Uncensored. Fresh off his birthday and his Miami turn-up is Mr. Rob Riley with us here at Milk River Lounge. So, Mr. Riley, happy belated birthday.
Thank you very much, Kelly.
So, you're in your element when you are among Caribbean nationals.
Yes.
We can see that, and we see you enjoy soca music to an extent where it gets kind of crazy.
Yes. Yes.
It really does. How do you stay grounded?
Well, I mean, one of the reasons why I enjoy soca music so much is because that's who I am. That's how I was raised. I was raised here in Flatbush. My mother's Trinidadian. My father's Bajan, but I was just raised by my mother and my grandmother. My grandmother was born in 1910 in Trinidad. Wow. And she came over here at 70 years old, just to, to help raise me and my brother. So I was born into this. And a lot of the reason why I do it is to make my mother proud, my grandmother, may she rest in peace, the rest of my family, and then all of the other Caribbean people. There are a lot of us who are, we had no choice but to be born here.
But to be
because our parents wanted to, make
wanted a better life, right?
But that doesn't make us any less Caribbean, or doesn't make us love back home any less. Or make us not consider it back home. The first time I ever got to Trinidad, I kissed the ground. I felt home.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? I did. The rain was warm. I had never felt warm rain before. It was amazing.
Wow.
So it's easy to stay grounded when you're not doing it for yourself. When you're doing it for everyone else. The tagline of Hollywood Massive, the company that I started, is for the people, for the love, for the culture. So it's for everyone. I'm doing this because a lot of people are like, well, Rob, why are you doing this? You don't have to be doing this. You can just sit at home and wait for the next acting thing.
But why do that?
Exactly. If you can help people and give people a reason to be proud of themselves, then, that's it. This started on Labor Day. Labor Day is massive. Right?
It is.
Eastern Parkway, you got 7 lanes, then sidewalk, service road, and then more sidewalk. And it's people from one end to the other, right? But I was on top of a truck in full costume, at least 100 yards away from people that were pointing up and screaming, "Oh my God, that's the guy who hit the floor." And I automatically realized that I was making them proud.
Right.
They were proud that I was one of them. And that set off a light bulb. I was like, then I can make that many more people proud. The more I talk about this and the longer I talk about this. And obviously now I produce mass in Hollywood, so there's that. We have mass truck and the whole thing. And I go around to all the other carnivals and cultural festivals and cover them so that people can see what it's like to go to them. If you can get to one, you should go to it because of the feeling that you get, the love that you feel on that day. So it's really easy to stay grounded when you're doing it for a couple million people.
Like for real. And then the outcome is going to be a movie.
Yes.
Like a docu-series of, our culture.
Yeah, it really, what I'm trying to do is produce a docu-series that is, that covers all of the carnivals and cultural festivals throughout the Caribbean, and then expanding it to the entire world, because our carnivals are what they are. You know what I mean? That Trini style of carnival, which has you can play mass, you buy your costume, you're in the band, you go to your couple fetes around the carnival, and you play your juve, and everybody can be a part of it. But there are all kinds of cultural festivals where, for me, carnival is people operating at the height of humanity. Right. Okay. The only thing that you care about on Carnival Day is having a good time. Right. It doesn't matter what country.
Whining and eating.
Right. That's it. Right. But here's the thing: you also only care about your fellow man or woman having a good time. Right. If you're hungry and I have some food, of course you can have some of my bacon shark. Why would I want it? Why would I keep the bacon shark for myself when I know you're hungry? Oh, you want a drink? Well, I happen to have some drink in my cup. Your cup is empty. Let me pour you some drink so you have to go back to the truck.
And I think that's the only time we actually come together as a people.
So here's the thing. As any good coach would tell you, if you do something one time, I can technically hold you to that every day of your life.
Yep. That's the standard.
So that means that we as a people are capable of this.
We are.
Day in and day out.
We are.
Only in Labor Day, if you see, this is Brooklyn. We in Brooklyn right now. Everybody's tough and a little gangster, right? But on Labor Day, is young and old.
Yep.
Is fat and skinny. Is gay and straight.
Everybody.
Right? Everybody.
Everybody.
Is in all different shade of brown. The whitest white to the blackest black. Everybody is in kind of
It becomes a melting pot.
Right?
Right.
So if we can do that on one day, why can't we do that all year round? Well, there's carnivals all around the world throughout the whole year.
All.
Which means that as humans, we are doing this throughout the year.
Sort of
so many
unknown,
different
yeah.
places. So I want to show people that we're capable of that as human beings.
Right.
And what better way than through Carnival?
Through Carnival. So you mentioned Hit the Floor.
Yeah.
Mr. Terrence Wall, he's a grounded character on Hit the Floor in both, career and relationships. How do you prepare for such a character and make it so believable?
Well, it happens that Terrence and I have a lot of things in common. It's not always that way. As an actor, a lot of times you have to find reasons for why the characters do what it is they do, and you can understand them without agreeing with them.
Right.
Right. So I happen to have a lot of things in common with Terrence Wall and what it is he believes in, and he's a professional athlete, so he's in the limelight. He understands that he has a certain responsibility.
He does.
That people look up to him. That he carries himself with dignity and respect and professionalism, and any number of those other things that. I'm sure he had some wild days like Derek Roman, but he's at a different point in his life, and he understands the value of certain things, of building a relationship, building a future with whoever your partner may be, and those are things that I value as well. So it wasn't incredibly difficult to find Terrence Wall.
Believable. Like, we were beginning to think that Terrence is actually a real but Terrence is really a real person coming across on screen, because he's so relatable.
Just a man that wants a ring. And I would have got one last season, but my teammate ran out of gas in the playoffs.
Do you want to compare stats?
It's not about stats. It's about championships. Maybe you want one of those.
I believe so. I like the fact that there's a lot of Terrence Walls in the NBA.
There are.
You just don't hear about them because people would rather talk about the other nonsense.
Yeah, strip clubs.
Right, exactly. People making it
throwing
rain
money.
and getting in trouble with this one and a DUI.
True.
And this one sleeping with this one and this one and blah, 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 right? But there's so many other people that are in the NBA that are doing what they're supposed to be. LeBron James sending people to college in Akron.
Yep.
Going back home and giving back to the community for that purpose. When the tornadoes hit Oklahoma City, Kevin Durant donated $1 million through his organization.
Wow.
Nobody really heard about that.
Because it's positive. The media hates positivity.
Well, I don't.
So can you talk about landing the role of Terrence Wall, and did you do anything unique to show that you were the pick for that character?
I was on VH1's other scripted show at the time, Single Ladies. I had did an episode of Single Ladies where I played a football player.
Oh Lord.
So they already knew that I had the body that they wanted, because this particular character took his shirt off many times. So, but aside from that, no, I prepared for the audition. Apparently, as some people may know, if you saw the pilot, that there was a certain lovemaking scene in the bedroom, and it began with a climax, so to speak. So you got to give it your all in an audition.
And when you came out that strong, you have to.
Yeah, came out, no pun intended. We started. So I started the audition as if, and apparently it was good enough.
Well, we're happy you were chosen.
Yeah. Thanks, James.
Do you prefer, acting as opposed to theater?
The film and the television, the theater, they all have their pluses and minuses. With the film and television, you get to reach that many more people.
Right.
I had been in theater for quite some time. I had been on Broadway a couple of times before anybody had ever saw Hit the Floor.
Right.
and I wouldn't have been able to make the impact that I'm making culturally
Right.
and otherwise if it wasn't for a platform such as film and television. But there's the immediacy of theater, the fact that if you come see a play, you and I are in the same theater,
Right.
same room
Right.
for 2 hours, breathing the same air, and then afterwards, in most instances, you get that immediate reaction from the audience to
Right.
tell you what it is, and you know what you just did, and they were right there. So there's something a little bit different about it. That there's a different type of appreciation.
More personal.
Yes, incredibly
Yeah.
more personal and intimate. But there's a different type of appreciation than when, at this point, when Hit the Floor comes out in January, I will have shot it starting last January.
Oh, wow.
So, I remember the whole thing. I love it no less, but, people are like, oh my God, I just saw the show. And I'm like, yeah, no, I remember doing that, as opposed to, no, I just did it. Like, I'm still sweating from the show.
Oh, yeah,
So I don't pick one over the other, but I will never turn my back on the theater, ever.
What has been your favorite role so far?
It was actually theatrical. Now, I love playing Terrence Wall. I mean, it's a very fun role. And I have amazing co-stars, Logan and McKinley and Taylor and everybody on the show.
And that beautiful Elise. Oh my God.
Well, Kimberly Elise.
Oh my
An
God.
angel, a ray of light, that woman is. Coach, Dean Kane, everybody, top to bottom, they're fantastic. But I got the chance to play a version of Jack Johnson recently in San Diego at the Old Globe Theater in a play called The Royale, and a lot of people don't know who Jack Johnson is.
Oh, because I don't know who he is.
Jack Johnson's the first African American heavyweight championship boxer, period.
Wow.
If there was no Jack Johnson, there would have been no Muhammad Ali, there would have been no Joe Louis, there would have been no anybody else, Tyson,
Yeah.
Lennox Lewis, Floyd Mayweather, pick one. It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for this guy, who actually risked his life when he was in the ring. And I knew a lot about his story, so I felt very honored to be playing a version of that for people in San Diego who,
Right.
a lot of the audience probably also didn't know the story, and the demographic was as such that where they would not have been as affected by the story
Right.
as someone like myself would have been, but they got it.
Okay.
So I was very, very proud to be able to portray that great man, one of our forgotten American heroes. to be
Oh,
perfectly
Lord.
honest.
In theater, since it's live and it's in your face and happening right now, have you ever forgotten your lines or a prop or a choreography? What happened?
I think I've forgotten one line in my entire theatrical career.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, hey, shout out to my teachers, right?
Impressive.
Yeah, no, I mean I take it very seriously. The words are the playbook. If you were an athlete, this is the story.
Right.
So, and in theater, there's very little ad-libbing or no ad-libbing. Most of the time, you stick to the script, no pun intended. So you might as well know it. And I take it as from all my other actors out there, perhaps the young ones who may not have heard this, I take it as a responsibility to my fellow actor.
Right.
Is that if I don't have my lines, then
Baby, that dance was...
I don't have your back. Because
No.
this is the game that we're supposed to be playing.
You miss a line, you mess up the whole script.
You undoubtedly, and then everybody has to get back on the right track so that
Yeah.
the story can move forward. So that's why you should know your lines, and why I take it so seriously. But hey, even I've missed one, so you miss one, you apologize, you keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Tell me about a time where you had difficulty, getting into a character, if ever. And what character was it, and what was the challenge?
Oh, well, when I was in college, I played a guy named Frank Charles in Flying West, and he was physically abusive to his wife, and it was something that I wasn't very comfortable portraying, and as a result of that, it took some time to get into it, but I pulled it off because people said they hated me afterwards, which is exactly what you should feel about somebody like that.
Somebody who beat a wife.
Period.
All right, can you talk about some of the challenges in filming? Any behind the scene anecdotes that you could talk about?
I mean, I'm not one for stories. I like to keep people's business private.
Without calling any names or giving anything away.
I'm trying to think of what could have been, difficult. I mean, intimate scenes are always hard. You know what I mean? You want to have respect for your partner, but you still have to pull off the scene.
Right.
So that there's that, and those scenes. I usually break the ice by telling jokes, like right at the end of something that's incredibly sexual. So, there's been moments where you're kissing down someone's belly, and then
oh my good God,
you blow a belly fart and you keep it moving. And that'll break the ice. If that doesn't let you know I'm not trying to get my rocks off by kissing your belly, then I don't know what will. Belly farts. That's my behind the scenes joke for you. I blow belly farts.
Okay.
Hey, you wanted something, I gave it to you. It wasn't salacious, but...
No, it wasn't, but it's funny. Any personal goals unattained?
Well, I mean, yeah, I haven't reached everyone yet, so I'd like as many people to know what it is I'm capable of, and be remembered for telling great stories, but also be remembered for having an impact on my community and the people that support me and the people that look up to me. So that job's never going to be done, to be perfectly honest.
Never gonna be.
Yeah, so those are the goals, and no, they haven't been attained yet.
All right, can you tell me about a fan encounter? And what was it? And, what was your reaction?
Like a crazy fan encounter?
Crazy fan encounter.
I ran into a fan
crazy fan encounter.
Crazy fan encounter. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. I leave a lot of room for crazy.
I hear some weird ones. Really weird ones.
On Labor Day last year, not this year, there was a very excited woman who I was on the truck, and Sesame's truck is 2 stories tall. So I was on the top tier of the truck, and there was a woman who was very, very excited, and she proceeded to, from the street, climb the truck to not on a ladder, just on the stage scaffolding to try to get to me. She made it close enough to give me a high five, and then
oh my good
security
God,
kindly and gently placed her back on the ground. That was about as crazy as it's been. Although someone did ask me to marry them on Broadway.
Oh my God.
But my mother was right there, and the girl was very young, so I just said I don't think my mother would appreciate that, and then I was like, she's right there, and she waved because she wouldn't have appreciated it. So, there was that.
One time T.I., had asked him that question, and he was like, this girl came up to me and she looked me straight in the eye and she's like, T.I., do you know you look just like Jesus?
Jesus? T.I. does not look like Jesus? Doesn't even. Okay.
T.I. said, I didn't know that, but thank you.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Very, very weird.
Anyway, name one fun fact that people wouldn't, know about you. Share a fact with us. A fun fact
that people wouldn't know about me. Well, I mean, at this point, I would say just about everybody knows I can cook Caribbean food, so that's not a fun fact.
What foods can you cook?
I can cook just about anything. I'll cook up some curry chicken and rice in a heartbeat.
Rice and peas.
Rice and peas. Listen, you can scroll through Instagram.
What do you put in your rice and peas?
What do you mean, what do I put in my rice?
Yeah, because each island does rice and peas different.
Right.
How do you make yours?
Well, I make them with black-eyed peas.
Oh.
If that's okay.
Coconut milk?
Of course, there's gonna be some coconut milk. I mean, a little black pepper, a little nutmeg. It changes.
Nutmeg? That's new.
It depends on what I have in my kitchen, Unfortunately, since I don't live in Brooklyn anymore, I have to do my best when I'm out of town. I gotta make things up. I might not be able to get my curry from Chagarama's. I gotta, try to make do.
You may have to, put 2 curry together, because
I've definitely had to mix a curry or 2.
Yeah.
That's kind of a sin, but it happens. I'm sorry.
So Rob can cook, y'all. You can cook.
Oh, I can cook. I can definitely cook. I haven't gotten to making roti skins yet, but that is on the agenda.
You hear that, ladies? So most of my viewers, females, they wanted to find out if Rob is single.
I indeed I am.
And they also wanted to find out if you would participate in a speed dating event.
No. No. Speed dating is ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. No. Absolutely not. I might auction myself off for a charity, but I'm not speed dating anyone. Never. I don't think it makes any sense. That is just...
That's a no.
That's things going wrong in society when we think we have to speed date. Let me meet everyone I can for 3 minutes and try to decide whether or not I want to talk to them again.
Oh my God.
Just do that in a bar. You don't need speed dating for that. Just walk into your regular lounge.
Regular lounge like Milk River. Just come to Milk River, y'all. People are here all the time. It's full downstairs right now.
It is rammed downstairs. You got to keep the door closed.
It is. Okay, so tell my viewers where we can support Hollywood Massives, because we do see a GoFundMe account set up online, and we want to support. So let us know, where we can go, how we can help.
Yeah, well, please and thank you. It's at Hollywood Massive on Instagram and at We Want Mass on Twitter.
Okay.
Of course, Rob Riley NYC on Instagram and Twitter, and then GoFundMe.HollywoodMassive, GoFundMe.com/Hollywood Massive is where you can help us get this documentary done. And we're not lazy. We're actively going after other sponsors, and obviously I poured all of my own money into Hollywood Massive to the extent that it is right now. But it's something that I believe in, and then again, I'm constantly met by people who appreciate what it is I'm doing.
We really do.
And as a result of that, I can't stop.
Okay, so it was a pleasure talking to you, Rob. Thank you for joining us here on Uncensored. And people, he is very patient, okay? Very patient.
I wouldn't want the stories to get back to my mother if I wasn't any, you know what I mean? And if she's still here, she might still beat me.
So thank you so much, and we will definitely, be supporting Hollywood Massives, because it's a great initiative, to kind of bring us together even more. Because we get together about once a year here in New York. I don't know about around the world, but
it can't be once a year. We could do it every weekend.
Let's mass every weekend. Sesame Flyers is on Church Avenue, and y'all know where that is. And once you go there as well, you're able to get into the festivities and just be a part of something great. So this is Rob Riley. Thank you, guys.
That's Kelly.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
You're very welcome, my dear. Thank you.
Thank you.